You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4, moving forward.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Live at 4 on this Monday. Hope you had a nice weekend. Did you have a good one?
I did. I watched the Oscars, and we'll talk about that later on.
We're all a little tired this morning.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's a long show.
Yeah.
It was a good show. Well, let's get a look at our first warn forecast. Jacob Montesano is on the patio with an alert day looming. Jacob.
Yeah, tomorrow is when the alert day will begin. We'll see a little bit of everything. Heavy rain, some windy conditions, and some snowfall. Now, right now, we're not seeing really any of that. It is a little bit breezy, but very quiet right now in southern Wisconsin. The skies have cleared, and right now we're seeing very sunny skies to end your Monday. Now, as we take a look at the forecast throughout the night, we are going to see those clouds increase a little bit later in the evening, and then later in the night we are expecting some showers. They'll be pretty brief and mostly light. Could see some pockets of moderate to maybe heavy rain tonight, but again, these showers are going to be very brief, and most of them will clear out by sunrise Tuesday. Still could see some rainfall early Tuesday, but by the afternoon hours, that's when the consistent rain will move in, and it is expected to last for much of the night, and then it will transition to snow by Wednesday, and that is the alert day. But until then, it's actually going to be a very nice evening. Temperatures in the upper 40s, lower 50s across the area, and we are seeing a lot of sunshine. So I'll talk more in detail about the alert day, but for now, enjoy your evening. Weather looks pretty good.
Thanks, Jacob. Well, a driver has died after a police pursuit crossed county lines and ended in a crash in the town of Blue Mounds.
It happened last night, according to the Wisconsin Department of Justice and the Division of Criminal Investigation. A Wisconsin State Patrol trooper tried to pull a driver over on Highway 151 in Iowa County around 6:30. The driver did not pull over, leading to the pursuit that was joined by an Iowa County deputy.
The driver later crashed in the town of Blue Mounds. EMS responded, but the driver was pronounced dead at the scene. DCI is now investigating the crash and says law enforcement is fully cooperating. Agencies involved added no law enforcement officers or members of the public were hurt during the pursuit.
On the first day of the trial of the deadly 4th of July parade shooting in Illinois, Robert Crimo III pleaded guilty to murder and attempted murder. He opened fire during Highland Park's 2022 Independence Day parade, killing 7 people and injuring dozens of others. Police say Crimo confessed to the shooting, but he rejected a plea deal last year. Crimo is expected to get life in prison with no possibility of parole.
An audit of Wisconsin's November election confirms every vote was counted correctly with no evidence of hacking or tampering. The routine post-election audit examined more than 327,000 ballots, nearly 10% of all votes cast, and found only 5 minor human errors, resulting in an error rate close to 0. Wisconsin Elections Commission officials say the findings prove the state's election system is secure and accurate.
The voting inside the Capitol, it's a little different this year.
That's because of narrower margins in some of the chambers of the state legislature. Political reporter Will Keneally is here with a breakdown. Will?
Well, I want to show you guys this very interesting bill. It's actually related to a cursive mandate to teach that in classrooms. But I want to show you the breakdown here. So there are 99 assembly seats. Think of it essentially like percentages. Here's the halfway point. So all Republicans voting together, they got just barely over the threshold to pass this bill. Now, that's despite Democrats all voting here against it, 2 Democrats not voting. The key thing here to note is these 3%, these 3 Republican votes that joined Democrats in voting for this bill. Had one other Republican voted with Democrats, that bill would not have passed. Now, one political science professor that we spoke with says this could fundamentally change the dynamic of this chamber.
Fortunately for Speaker Voss and Senate Majority Leader LeMahieu, their majorities aren't as tiny as the majority that Speaker Mike Johnson is dealing with for the U.S. House of Representatives. But a smaller majority absolutely changes the math equation for legislative leaders.
Now, here in Wisconsin, we likely won't face a speakership challenge like we saw in D.C., but we can see the emergence of possibly a far-right coalition on the Republican side have as much control as the Freedom Caucus does in D.C. And we'll have more on this coming up tonight at 5.
All right, Will, we will see you at 5. Thank you. The 115th Fighter Wing of the Wisconsin Air National Guard will be conducting evening training flights tonight through Thursday, shifting typical daytime flights to the evening. The flight should be ending around 9:30 in the evening. Officials say the training is part of maintaining their operational readiness for a variety of conditions.
Employees at another branch of the U.S. government are being told to justify their jobs. People at the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services are now required to send emails listing 5 accomplishments they made the previous week. The deadline for a reply is tonight at 11:59. The message sent to the HHS employees appears to imply these emails will need to be completed every week.
Doctors in Rome have issued an update on the health of Pope Francis. The Vatican says the pontiff suffered 2 episodes of acute respiratory failure today. This latest health scare comes more than 2 weeks into the Pope's hospital stay in Rome as he battles double pneumonia. Doctors say the Pope's prognosis remains guarded.
Hockey is coming to Beloit College. The news of last week's announcement may have come to a shock to some people.
Yep, but the same was not necessarily true for the athletic department at Beloit. Our Kyle Pazorski shares why.
Beloit College's athletic director tells me that while there are still some things that are left unanswered, they're excited to bring hockey to Beloit.
We were able to act very, very quickly.
And things are still coming together. That's what AD Dave DeGeorge tells me about those unanswered questions at this point. Where to play and setting a schedule are the big ones, requiring a little more work. But what's not is who will coach. Beloit will absorb the staff from Northland, being hired just a few days after Northland's announcement. DeGeorge says making that happen was a critical part in getting the deal done. It was a year ago when Northland first considered the thought of closing. Beloit Athletics began discussions about taking on the hockey programs then, but Northland continued on for one more academic year until the final decision to close was made in late February. DeGeorge says when that happened, Beloit picked those discussions right back up.
So all that work was done a year ago. If we were going to start a hockey program from scratch, it would take probably a year to 2 years of just recruiting.
He continues that even though they're working to get the finer details hashed out, one thing he is certain of is getting support from the community.
When you look at Beloit, Janesville, Rockford, this is a great area for hockey.
In Beloit, Kyle Pazorski, News 3 Now.
Kyle, thank you. DeGeorge additionally says that they are actively working to find a space to practice and play, whether that will be in Beloit, Janesville, or Rockford.
Do you have a consumer complaint and you would like to take action? Well, then you'll want to tune in tomorrow for News 3 Now's Call for Action Telethon. From 4 to 6:30, our Call for Action volunteers will be in the building taking your consumer complaints and taking action on your behalf live. Again, this is happening tomorrow from 4 to 6:30, and as always, you can call for action every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday from 11 to 1, or submit a claim anytime at channel3000.com/call-for-action. Next on Live at 4, rain tomorrow morning could make your morning commute a little difficult. We'll break down the alert day coming up.
And then we sit down with Madison police specialists. We're going to talk about their upcoming Community Academy program starting tomorrow. Stay with us.
And we are waiting on some rain. Let's get another look at our first warn forecast with Jacob Montesano. Jacob.
Thanks, Brady. Here's a look at the 3 things you need to know. We'll see some light rain tonight, but that heavy rain will begin during the afternoon hours on Tuesday and continue through Tuesday evening. And then by the time we get to Wednesday, we are going to see some snow, especially for areas north and west of Madison. So let's take a look at the alert day information. It is for heavy rain and snow, as I mentioned, but also windy conditions. All of southern Wisconsin will be in this alert day, and it's really going to begin tomorrow afternoon and last through all of Wednesday. As we take a look at the current winter weather bulletins, nothing for our area yet, but the blue right here is a winter storm watch for tomorrow night and Wednesday. We definitely could see possibly a winter weather advisory for northern and western counties, as you folks will see possibly a few inches of snowfall. But let's take a look at the rain and snow forecast for tonight. We'll see those clouds increase throughout the later evening hours, and then we are going to see some showers pass through pretty briefly overnight. The rain might be heavy at times, but overall total precipitation won't be a ton, but it will be wet by Tuesday morning. And then by Tuesday afternoon, here comes that consistent rainfall, and it is expected to impact everybody, and it is expected to last for much of the evening with possibly a few breaks, but rain is expected to be heavy at times, and we also could see a few rumbles of thunder. So as we get later into the night towards early Wednesday morning, continuing to see that rain for much of the area, but look off to the north and west as those temperatures cool down. Some of that rain will transition into snow, and that transition is expected to continue during the morning on Wednesday. And by the late morning Wednesday, and especially by Wednesday afternoon, pretty much everybody will see some snow showers. And for the most part, we're going to see scattered snow showers throughout a good portion of the day. It'll break up in the later afternoon hours and in the evening. And then by the later evening hours, the snow will have cleared out. So taking a look at the snowfall accumulation forecast, we'll see about 1 to 3, maybe isolated amounts a bit more for northern and western counties, about an inch for Madison, a little bit less for areas to the south. But everyone is expected to get plenty of rainfall from this system. So for tonight, we'll see about 1/4 of an inch. Not sure why the colors aren't showing up. You can see the totals. Colors are just kind of taking their time to get in, but there we go. We'll see about 1.5 inches for just about everybody, possibly up to 2 inches of rain. And this is rain that we definitely need considering our current drought situation has a moderate drought for far southern Wisconsin. On top of all that, it's also going to be windy, a little bit breezy throughout the night and tomorrow, but the winds really aren't going to pick up until Wednesday. So as the rain moves in for the afternoon, we'll see some breezy weather, especially to the south of Madison, but the bulk of the windy conditions won't come until closer to sunrise Wednesday, and areas for the north and west will see those winds pick up earlier. And then as we get towards Wednesday afternoon, the winds are really going to be gusting up to possibly 45 miles per hour, maybe even flirting with 50 miles per hour for some. And that will continue through Wednesday evening, and it will calm down by the time we get to Thursday morning. So a very messy forecast for Tuesday and Wednesday. But after that, it does look to be pretty quiet. We have a small chance of precipitation Friday, but then take a look at next week. It is going to be very mild by then.
Very nice. All right, Jacob, thank you. The Madison Police Department is now accepting applications for this year's Community Academy.
The program is designed to give people a working knowledge and understanding of the Madison Police Department and covers topics like mental health, gangs in our community, and how investigations are done. Joining us are Lieutenant Livia Nowitzki, who oversees the Community Outreach and Resource Education Unit, and Captain Diane Noctegal with MPD.
Welcome,
Hello.
ladies. Nice to see you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
We gave people a little teaser of what the Community Academy is, but for some folks who don't know, what exactly is it and how can people get involved?
It is a chance for citizens to come meet MPD officers, engage with us, develop a deeper understanding of what it is that we do and why we do it that way.
And why is it valuable?
I think building community connections is important, especially today. We need to build that trust, build bridges, and again, people getting to know us allows for that.
Yeah, and I think this can be for both of you, but for a lot of people, when they encounter law enforcement or, doctors, any type of first responder, it's on maybe one of the worst days of their lives. And this is a different opportunity for them to connect with our police officers. Why is that important to do kind of that before work, before they see you on an emergency?
Well, I think it helps build trust, right? If they can get to know us and have a positive interaction and have some open communication with us before we have to see them in a critical incident, it's very helpful.
Tell us a little bit about how the Academy works. It's 6 Wednesdays, or the entire month of March. It's every Wednesday night in March from 6 to 9. And what kinds of things do you go over at the Academy?
We will have specialty units, so we'll have Canine Freddy out there. We'll have,
oh, now you just sold it.
We'll have the SWAT team. We'll have a use of force presentation, staffing, organizational structure, as well as some mental health in the community.
And who can participate? Who attends the Academy?
Anyone 18 and older.
Yeah, kind of a behind the scenes look at a lot of these things that people might not normally get to see. Why do you love doing that?
Well, we kind of tailored the agenda this year to, based on past years' surveys to give them a better look into some of the specialty units that we have and also how we allocate the resources that we do have. And one of the topics that seems to come up a lot is mental health. Like, how do we address mental health calls in the city of Madison? And we've built some really good partnerships with other community organizations, and so we'd like to highlight that.
And maybe do you show people how investigations work? I think people probably have a lot of preconceived notions about policing. You probably learn a lot at this academy. Are those some of the things you talk about?
Yes, definitely. And we're open to answer any questions that they have. So it's really meant to be a dialogue between the community and the police department.
What's a favorite part of yours when it comes to meeting our community members and hearing their questions and engagement like this?
I think hearing what it is that they really do need from us.
Yeah, that's important because there's a lot of assumptions I would think people make about policing. And they may not necessarily understand it. This is a terrific opportunity. I wish we could take the whole newsroom and to learn more about the inner workings. It's a wonderful opportunity. Does it cost anything?
No, it's free to join.
And do you have to make the commitment to go to all of the sessions if you sign up?
That's what we would hope, yes, is that someone could commit to all 4 weeks.
Is it too late to sign up?
No, they can sign up until about noon on Wednesday.
Okay. And are you both instructors at the academy?
We will not be instructing, but we will be there.
But you will be attending.
We'll be facilitating, yes.
Running the logistics.
All right.
And everyone come up to them and say, "We saw you on Live at 4."
Nice to see you both. Thank you so much. Here's some of the details. The Community Academy begins Wednesday, March 5th, the 12th, the 19th, and the 26th from 6 to 9 p.m. as we mentioned. It's at the Madison Police Department Training Center on Femright Drive. And if you want more information or if you'd like to register, go to cityofmadison.com.
Yes, thank you again. Well, coming up on Live at 4, it's Fat Tuesday in the 608. Well, tomorrow, our Josh Sprider heads to the Greenbush Bakery for an annual tradition. Welcome back. Well, we know Fat Tuesday is a big one in the 608, and it's coming up tomorrow.
Can't believe it already. Josh Sprider stopped by local favorite Greenbush Bakery to see how they prepare for one of the biggest days of the year.
Well, we want to welcome Taylor Carlson, owner of Greenbush Bakery, in. Taylor, thanks for having us to Greenbush.
Yeah, thanks for coming in.
So you guys are gearing up for Fat Tuesday, and this has got to be one of your busiest days of the year.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, beyond National Donut Days, definitely our Christmas of the year where it's our busiest day. Fat Tuesday is definitely up there in top 5 busiest days. So
you guys are celebrating 29 years as a family business. You recently took over for your grandpa, so this is kind of full circle for you.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I've been doing it full time now for 8 years, but I've grown up around the business, and yeah, it's kind of fun. We got the whole family involved, so.
You know, you're kind of living up to the Donut Man's legacy now.
Yeah,
that's got to be pretty exciting.
Yeah, for sure. He taught me a lot. You know, it's an enjoyable business. I mean, being around donuts every day, everyone that's coming in, we've got so many longtime customers that you kind of get to know people and, you know, ingrain yourself into the community and build those relationships. And yeah, it's a fun thing.
Of course, Fat Tuesday comes Punchkis, and this is a big day. I mean, how many do you make in Fat Tuesday?
Yeah, it's always a guessing game on these holidays. I would say between both locations, we'll probably roughly make around like 4,000 of them.
4,000?
Just for Fat Tuesday alone. And yeah, we'll be making them Sunday through Tuesday. It's kind of a never-ending cycle around both of our bakeries for production. We're making our donuts fresh at both locations. So yeah.
You know, not many families can say that you've been in business for almost 3 decades. I mean, that has to make you guys feel very, very good.
Yeah, it's awesome. And you know, we obviously have the 2 locations, one on Regent Street, one on the east side, and we've, you know, continued to grow our wholesale throughout the, you know, Madison area. We just got into all the mocha coffee shops not too long ago. Between 2 locations, you know, we've got probably about 40 employees. I've got a lot of help from my family members too. Whenever, you know, you need to fill some gaps, if you're shorthanded a certain weekend or whatnot, my brother helps out as needed. He's a teacher in Madison, and my mom's the same way. She helps out on weekends and summers. So yeah, it's fun. We got the whole family involved. So
What's the best way for people on Fat Tuesday? Do you prefer those pre-orders? Do you want people walking in? How does that all work?
Yeah, I mean, we'll have a bunch of them available while they last. So ideally, people can call the day beforehand at least, usually for like specific or larger orders. You know, we'll be trying to make as many as we can so we can get as many people punchkis in the Madison area here as possible.
Well, Taylor, you're getting me all geared up here because we have a little tradition here on News 3 now. I like powdered sugar. It looks like you got just a little bit for me there.
Yep, here you go.
You ready for this?
Yeah.
You might get a little messy. Here we go. How do I look?
Maybe a little bit more.
A little bit more. Oh my gosh. It's all over. At least I got the apron to keep me a little bit clean.
There you go.
And what kind is this?
That one's raspberry filled.
Gosh, so good. Oh, I can see myself in the camera. Taylor, thanks so much. We appreciate it.
Josh.
That's why I saw powdered sugar all over our newsroom.
Exactly.
Yeah, trail.
Greenbush opens at 6 a.m. at both locations in Madison. You can learn more about it on channel3000.com.
I'm still giggling at him.
You're supposed to eat it,
Just
Josh.
nice
Eat
little
it.
new skincare regimen. Okay.
Right. Brady and I love movies. We've been talking about the Oscars all day. Honora was the big winner last night at the 97th Academy Awards.
And if you didn't get to see the show, film critic Will Loper has all the highlights from the red carpet.
Hey, Susan and Brady. It was a night of montages, speeches that went on too long, and surprises at the Oscars. Wicked stars Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande kicked off the night with a musical medley. Followed by host Conan O'Brien's humorous opening monologue, which didn't shy away from the controversy brought on by Emilia Perez star Carla Sofia Gascon's tweets.
And Carla, if you are going to tweet about the Oscars, remember, my name is Jimmy Kimmel.
Speaking of Emilia Perez, the film had the most nominations at 13, but only took home 2 for Best Song and Best Supporting Actress for Zoe Saldana, who was also a first for the Oscars.
And I am the first American of Dominican origin to accept an Academy Award, and I know I will not be the last.
As expected, Kieran Culkin won Best Supporting Actor for his work in A Real Pain. In animated feature, Flo surprised by winning over the Wild Robot, becoming the first Latvian film ever to win an Oscar. Wicked took home 2 Oscars, including Best Production Design and Best Costume Design for Paul Tazwell, also marking a first for the Oscars.
I'm the first black man to receive a Costume Design Award for my work on Wicked.
Adrian Brody won Best Actor for The Brutalist, with the apparent power to stop the playoff music.
I'm wrapping up. I will wrap up. Please turn the music off. I've done this before. Thank you. It's not my first rodeo, but I will be brief.
But it was Honora's night, as the film took home 5 awards, including Best Screenplay, Editing, Directing, all for Sean Baker, Best Actress for Mikey Madison, and the big one, Best Picture.
To all of the dreamers and the young filmmakers out there, tell the stories you want to tell. Tell the stories that move you. I promise you, you will never regret it.
For Live at 4, I'm Will Loper.
It was a great show.
Yeah.
That was a surprise, Honora winning Best Picture.
Yeah, I kind of was thinking Conclave might have been the upset in that one. Yeah.
I have to watch Honora now. I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, brace yourself. It's quite the ride. I'm still I love Mikey Madison. I'm happy for her. Still kind of in mourning about Demi Moore, though.
Oh, a lot of people expected her to win for The Substance.
Another wild movie. Buckle up if you see that.
Yeah. It was a good show.
Until next year.
What do you think of the fashions?
Oh, some great looks that night. Andrew Garfield, I want that suit, that brown suit.
What about Timothy Chalamet's yellow one?
You think I could pull that off?
Yes,
maybe?
you are the only one I know that could pull that off.
Highlights for you?
Yeah. I loved Conan O'Brien. I thought he was very funny, and I thought it was a good show.
Yeah.
I liked it.
See you next year, Oscars.
Coming up on Live at 4, an alert day for rain, maybe even a little bit of snow is on the horizon, and then we'll head into spring-like temperatures. Jacob has the details coming up.
And then federal funding for nonprofits is still uncertain how you can help up to 70 area charities with the Big Share. Here is a live look at Washington, D.C. This is kind of a different angle than we're used to.
I'm trying to see where we're looking there.
Not quite sure. Anyone know? Give us a call.
It's a little warmer, though, in D.C. than it is here. 45 degrees and sunny.
Well, there we go. What a mystery. Well, with federal funding for many nonprofits uncertain, donations during the Big Share are even more urgently needed.
The Big Share, for those of you who don't know, is an annual online day of giving for more than 70 local nonprofits. It's hosted by Community Shares of Wisconsin, and earlier I spoke with the executive director, Sherry Dubiel, about this year's Big Share. Sherry, welcome. Great to see you.
Thank you, Susan. It's great to be here.
For people who are unfamiliar with the Big Share, tell us what it is.
The Big Share is an online giving day that has taken place. Now, this will be our 11th year. And the focus of it is to benefit the 68 member nonprofits who are part of Community Shares of Wisconsin. That is the host organization. And all of the groups are focused on social justice, environmental causes. So there's lots of really great causes for folks to support.
Why do they need our support?
Well, I think this year they especially need our support. A lot of the issues being targeted at the federal level by the new administration are focused on things like DEI, trans rights, renewable energy, etc. And those are a lot of the issues that our member nonprofits are working on. And our organization itself has a commitment to racial justice and to equity and inclusion. And so the nonprofits that we work with are feeling under attack. And so it's been a little bit demoralizing, and folks are a little weary and scared. And so I feel like this year especially, the Big Share is an opportunity for those of us in this wonderfully generous community to show your support. And so for folks to, even if you can't make a donation this year because the economy isn't the best, if you can share about it on your social media or show up to one of our events. We have so this is all taking place on Tuesday, March 4th.
Okay.
And from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., we are going to be having an online telethon, so to speak. We call it a telethon. We'll be at the Art Lit Lab, downtown Madison. And from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., we'll have panel discussions with leaders from within Community Shares groups. We'll have entertainment from folks like Bear in the Forest and Tony Castaneda Latin Jazz Band. And so you can show up. We are also having we always do a very early morning coffee event at 6 a.m. from 6:30 until 8 at great. Cargo Coffee on the east side. And we'll be doing some polka music just to get people energized and excited. And then the final event of the night is at Giant Jones. It's a brewery also near the Art Lit Lab. And we're going to be doing karaoke. And so we just want folks to come out and feel part of the community and share their support. And let's show all these wonderful nonprofits that we have their back.
People who want to contribute, how do they do that?
They can do that on thebigshare.org. You can start today and through the end of Tuesday. Folks can find a list of the nonprofits that are participating, and you can make a donation today, tomorrow, anytime. And then on the day of, we have a number of power hours and other prizes that the members are competing for during the Big Share. And so it makes it a little more exciting. And so if you're looking to root for a particular group, you might want to pay attention to when they can win extra prizes, because that makes it a little more fun too.
Well, thanks to you for all you do. I hope it's a wonderful event. You're so right. This is such a generous community. It never
really is.
Ceases to amaze me. And so I hope it's a wonderful event. Great opportunities, so many opportunities for people to get involved.
Thank
Sherry,
you.
great to see you.
Thank you, Susan.
The Big Share, as Sherry was mentioning, it begins tonight and ends tomorrow, March 4th at midnight. So you can start donating right now. Donations can be made by visiting thebigshare.org.
That was a good interview.
Yeah, it's a great event. And, you know, these are tough times for everybody. But whatever you give, good things come back to you.
Yes,
so
this is very true.
People need our help,
Well, we're hoping for some good things in our weather. Here is meteorologist Jacob Montesano.
Rain's probably a good thing.
Yeah, I was actually about to say that. Although we have the alert day, we need the rain here in southern Wisconsin. We are under a drought for a lot of the region. And looking at the three things you need to know, there's a lot of precipitation in the forecast. We'll see light rain tonight with that heavy rain expected later in the afternoon tomorrow into the evening. And then as temperatures cool down, we'll see that rain transition to snow. And we are expecting alert day conditions due to the fact that we're going to see a lot of rain, gusty winds, and even some snow accumulation. So a little bit of everything starting during the afternoon hours tomorrow. So looking at the forecast, we'll see that light rain move through tonight, likely going to create some wet roads by the time we get to the morning commute Tuesday. This is going to be very brief, maybe some pockets of heavy rain throughout the southern Wisconsin area, but for the most part, this is mostly going to be a quick shower, only producing about 1/4 of an inch at most of rainfall. But then as we get towards later afternoon Tuesday, we'll see that consistent rain move in, and rain could be heavy at times. And it is expected to last for pretty much the entire evening into the early overnight hours with just a few small breaks here and there. So again, rain is expected to continue to be heavy as we head into the early morning hours Wednesday, but throughout those early morning hours, take a look off to the north and west. Some of that rain will get replaced by snowfall. And that transition is expected to continue as we head towards Wednesday morning. And throughout the morning Wednesday, the areas that will still be seeing rainfall will then see snow. And then we likely are going to see snow for much of the day, breaking up during the afternoon hours. And then it will completely clear out during the evening. So taking a look at the snowfall accumulation forecast, we'll see about 1 to 3, maybe up to 4 inches for northern and western counties, about 1 inch for Madison, but even less for areas south and east of that. As far as the rainfall goes, everyone is expected to see quite a bit. We could be seeing up to 2 inches of rainfall for some areas, but I'd say we'll probably see at least 1 inch for much of southern Wisconsin. And like I mentioned, that is definitely some good news. And on top of all this, we also are going to see some windy conditions. It'll be just a little bit breezy throughout the overnight hours into Tuesday. May have some calm winds at times, but the gustiest winds will come on Wednesday when the winds shift out of the northwest, and it's going to be very breezy on Wednesday, where we could see wind gusts up around 45 miles per hour at times.
An Australian man credited with saving more than 2 million newborns has died. James Harrison donated blood roughly 1,100 times throughout his life. That's according to the Red Cross lifeblood officials in Australia.
Well, Harrison had a rare antibody in his plasma which benefited babies who were born to mothers with rhesus-negative blood, which could be life-threatening to the infant. Harrison started giving plasma at 18 years old and continued to do so every 2 weeks for decades. Known as a man with the golden arm, Harrison received several awards, including the Medal of the Order of Australia. He was 88 years old. That is an incredible legacy.
That is a hero for sure.
We'll be right back.
Tomorrow on Live at 4, Dr. Jeff Potoff will join us in the studio with the latest health news. And our First Warn weather team will keep us informed about alert conditions. Heavy rain is ahead for tomorrow and Wednesday. And then later on News 3 Now at 6, we'll hear from the Brewers' Chief Operations Officer about what to expect and what's new ahead of the home opener. It's almost time for baseball. Thanks for watching Live at 4 today, everybody. We hope to see you right back here tomorrow. News 3 Now at 5 starts right now.